Hello, I'm glad to see you. Let me introduce you to the subscribers of my YouTube channel.
Glad to be here.
Today, on Boxing on Sundays, we have a young amateur
Okay, introduce myself.
who is building his name step by step through hard work, discipline, and passion for the sport. Even with limited experience, he already has an impressive story. 9 amateur fights, only 3 losses, 6 gold medals, 3 silver medals, and boxing certificates that show his dedication to improving every single day. One of the most exciting moments of his journey so far was winning his very first amateur fight by first round TKO in only 16 seconds. That kind of explosive start tells us a lot about his mentality and confidence inside the ring. Please welcome a hungry young fighter, Ramadhan Naeya. Ramadhan, every boxer has a beginning and every boxer remembers the moment boxing first entered their life. Some people start because of family, some because of inspiration, and some because they simply fell in love with competition. Your journey is still young, but already very interesting. I want people to understand where it all started for you. And first question. When did you first fall in love with boxing?
I in eighth grade when I was in grade eight, that was a few years ago. I got into a fight at school, and then the principals told me that there was a boxing gym close by. So I went there. I trained for a few days, and then I got in the ring for my first sparring, and I realized that I love sparring. I love the sport of boxing. So I began to improve on it, and as I got better, I realized that I'm willing to give the sport a shot.
A fighter's childhood often shapes the mentality they later bring into the ring. The environment, the people around you, and the struggles you faced can all become part of your fighting spirit. Fans always love hearing about the early years because that is where champions are built long before anyone notices them. Your story is only beginning, but those roots matter. What was your childhood like growing up?
I had I grew up as an only child until I was around the ages of 10. Then I had a younger sister and a younger brother, and then I raised them. And then my dad passed away when I was in grade seven. So from then I had to, I had to man up and take care of everything.
Many young athletes try different sports before finding the one that truly connects with them. Sometimes it takes time to realize what your real passion is. Boxing is one of the hardest sports in the world, so choosing this path says a lot about your personality. I'm curious how this decision happened for you. Did you play any other sports before boxing?
I played soccer, I played cricket, I played rugby, but I never played them officially under any teams. I used to play them with my friends in the streets. Boxing is the first sport that I actually dedicated myself to.
What is your favorite soccer team?
Uh, right now, right now I would say Barcelona.
I also like Barcelona. What do you think about Lamine Yamal?
He's a good prospect, a very good prospect. I see a bright future for him.
When Barcelona will win the Champions League?
Definitely, definitely.
Maybe in
Hmm?
2027.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe, maybe. Yeah, that's funny.
The first day inside a boxing gym is unforgettable for most fighters. The smell of the gym, the sound of punches, and the atmosphere can completely change someone's life. For some boxers, it feels scary. For others, it feels like home immediately. I'd love to hear your experience. What do you remember about your very first boxing training session?
My first training session, I was nervous when I first walked into the gym. And then the coach made me spar with some of the guys there. And I remember two of them dropped me with the liver punch. And then like I was in so much pain and I was considering quitting the sport. I was asking myself, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? I'm not coming back. But then when I got home and really thought about it, I was like,
Every boxer has somebody who inspired them in the beginning. It could be a world champion, a local fighter, a coach, or even a family member. Inspiration is important because it gives young fighters motivation to continue through hard days. Fans always enjoy hearing who influenced a boxer's style and mentality. Who inspired you to become a boxer?
I used to have this friend back in school, uh, my amico Muslim. He's a professional boxer now. So at the time, I remember I saw him. He was sparring with other guys at school on the second floor, and I would look at them from a distance. And one day, I went closer to them, and I started sitting with them and watching them. And then one of my friends started boxing, and then I also started boxing because I saw my amico. So I would say for me to start boxing, I was influenced by my amigo Muslim.
Starting a boxing career is never easy because the sport demands discipline very quickly. Early mornings, conditioning, pain, and sacrifice become part of everyday life. Many people quit during the first months because they realize how difficult boxing really is. But fighters who stay develop a special mentality. What was the hardest thing for you when you first started boxing?
I had a fear of getting punched. Whenever I'm sparring and a guy starts to put pressure on me, that would make me freeze and I would shell up and turn my back and pick up my knees. So for me, my biggest challenge in boxing was getting hit. I never used to like to get hit.
Amateur boxing teaches fighters lessons very quickly because every fight matters. Even with only a few fights, you already learn about pressure, nerves, and preparation. Each experience adds something important to your development. Your amateur journey already has strong moments worth discussing. How would you describe your amateur journey so far?
So far, I would say it's been an educational journey because I fought easy fights, I fought difficult fights. Um, it's been very educational and humbling because after my first fight, I was high-headed. I was thinking I'm the best. No one in here can beat me. And then I started slacking. I stopped doing my road work. I stopped training as much. And then I fought a guy who had a lot of stamina, and he ended up winning the fight. So it was humbling, and I learned from it.
You did a great job. I very respect you. Winning your first fight in only 16 seconds is something many fighters dream about. That kind of victory immediately gets attention and gives confidence. It also tells people that you are dangerous from the opening bell. I want to go back to that unforgettable night. What was going through your mind before your first amateur fight?
I was extremely nervous because I was thinking the guy I was fighting was fighting me. I was his second opponent. So I was thinking he already has ring experience. Maybe he's faster than me. Maybe he hits harder than me. Maybe he's smarter than I am. So when I went in there hoping to end it before he could get a read on me, before he could get used to me and know my tactics. And then when I got in there and I actually started fighting him, I realized he's not as good as I thought he was.
Fast knockouts create memories that stay with fighters forever. Fans love explosive moments because they show confidence, timing, and aggression. A first round TKO in 16 seconds is an incredible way to introduce yourself in amateur boxing. I'm sure that moment felt unreal. Can you describe the moment you won your first fight by TKO in 16 seconds?
I was surprised because I was throwing jabs at the guy. I was keeping him at a distance. And then next thing I know, he's not throwing any punches. So I started throwing combinations. I got comfortable. And then when I had him in the corner, his corner threw in the towel, but I didn't see it. So they threw in the towel. I kept throwing punches. And then the ref came and stopped us. And I turned around and was like, wait, it's over. And like I was surprised, but also extremely happy. I was happy. I was excited. I was proud of myself.
Sometimes an early victory changes a fighter mentally because suddenly you start believing more in yourself. Confidence is extremely important in boxing because hesitation can cost you a fight. Young fighters often remember the emotions after their first win forever. I'd love to hear about yours. How did that first victory change your confidence?
Before that, I was I still am a quiet kid, I like to keep to myself. But before that, I wasn't confident in myself at all. I kept asking myself, what if I lose this fight? What if something goes wrong? What if I get cheated? But then after the fight, I started to believe in myself a bit more. I told myself, no, I worked hard for this, so I'm going to get it. If I lose trying. If I win because I worked for it. So every time I'm in the gym, putting in the work, I know it's going to pay off in the ring.
You are very, very strong boxer. But even strong fighters learn important lessons from defeats. Losses can teach more than victories if a boxer studies them correctly. Your record shows that you experienced both winning and losing early in your career, which can help build maturity. That balance often creates smarter fighters. What did your three losses teach you?
It taught me to have heart because my first fight, I lost it. I lost my first fight because I got tired. I didn't have the stamina to keep up with the other guy. So I learned to stay disciplined, run when I don't want to, stay in the gym whenever nothing's happening. If I have to be alone in the gym, it's fine. I don't mind. My second loss, it was I don't know. I I I didn't have the mentality to be in the ring anymore. The guy I was fighting caught me with a heavy punch, and I thought to myself, I don't want to be here anymore. So I stopped throwing punches. I just started moving. And then after that fight, I learned that I need to have heart for this sport. Otherwise, I'm not gonna go anywhere. And then for my most recent fight, I learned that I need to be adaptable because my most recent loss was from a guy who was stronger than me, a guy who was 71 kgs, and I was 61 kgs. So when I fought him, he was 10 kilos heavier than me. His punches were heavier, but then I did well against him. So after that, I told myself, you know what, I need to be able to adapt. When I go in the ring with a smart fighter, then I need to be smarter. I go in the ring with a heavy hitter, then I need to be faster than him. I go in the ring with a fast guy, then I need to have balance and I need to be able to move my head and, take away his speed, punish him for it. So I learned mental resilience.
I see. You you are very smart boxer. You are clever boxer. Some opponents stay in your memory longer than others. Certain fights challenge your skill, your cardio, or even your mental strengths. Those experiences often help fighters grow the fastest. Every amateur boxer has at least one difficult opponent they never forget. Who has been your
Yeah.
toughest opponent so far? Tell me please about him. Tell me please about your toughest opponent.
My toughest opponent to date is a boy. Hold on. Okay. My toughest opponent so far is a boy from Bloemfontein, a boy named Reinhard Bays. That boy, to this day, my hardest fight, my most exciting fight. I enjoyed that fight and I would love to get a rematch with him. He's strong, he's smart, he's fast, he's patient. He reminds me of Canelo Alvarez.
Boxing is not only about fighting, it's about preparation, conditioning, discipline, and consistency outside the ring are what create success inside the ropes. Young fighters who understand this early usually improve much faster. Your medals already show strong dedication. What does a normal training day look like for you?
So I get up at 4 in the morning and I go for a run for an hour. And I get back home, I take a shower, and then I prepare for school. At the end of the school day, at around 4 o'clock, I go for a training at my gym. So when I get there, we do a light jog, a 10-minute jog. We hit the bags, three, 4 minute rounds on the bag. And then we have sparring. Sparring will have around 6 rounds, 4-minute rounds. And then we go back on the bags for another 3 rounds. Then we do shadow boxing and then we do exercises. And then I come back home. At the end of the day, I come back home at around 6 o'clock.
Wow, this is great preparation. Well done.
Thank you.
Different fighters enjoy different parts of training. Some love sparring, others enjoy running or strength work. Something the favorite part of training reflects a boxer personality and style. It's always interesting to hear what motivates fighters most in the gym. What is your favorite part of boxing training?
My favorite part personally is sparring because when I do sparring, I'm sparring to try new things. I'm sparring to learn new things. I'm sparring to learn how to deal with different opponents, people with different levels of cardio, different levels of ring IQ, different hand speed, different power. And I need to spar so that I can be comfortable with different people. So I enjoy sparring.
Yes, sparring is one of the most important experience for young fighters because it prepares them mentally and physically. Every round teaches timing, composure and ring IQ. You have high ring IQ. Some sparring sessions feel harder than real fights. These moments often shape future champions. What have you learned the most from sparring?
I have learned to stay calm under the pressure. Because when you're sparring a guy who hits hard, then now all that's going through a person's mind is he hits way too hard. I don't want to get hit anymore. So I've learned to avoid thinking like that. I've learned to think, oh, okay, he hits hard. What can I do to avoid getting hit hard? What can I do to counter him, to make him move back, to make him stop putting pressure on me? So I've learned to stay calm under those type of moments, those heated moments.
Every boxer develops a style over time. Some become pressure fighters, some become counterpunchers, and others focus on movement and defense. Style usually comes from personality, coaching, and experience. Fans always love hearing how fighters describe themselves. How would you describe your boxing style?
I would describe myself as a counter puncher. I'll counter punch. If the person I'm in the ring with is moving back, then I'm gonna pressure him. But if he's coming to me, then I'm gonna counter punch and give him angles, move around.
In amateur boxing, speed and sharp combinations are extremely important. Young fighters who can adapt quickly often stand out from the competition. It takes discipline and repetition to improve technically. I'm interested in what you focus on the most. What skills are you currently trying to improve the most?
I am working on volume punching. I want to be able to throw punches throughout the whole round. If possible, from the first bell to the last bell, I need to be throwing punches. I I don't want to be in a situation where I throw punches and then I stop to breathe and then my opponent throws punches back because he might not stop. So I'm working on being able to throw multiple punches and recovering quickly.
Every medal tells a story about sacrifice and preparation. Winning 6 gold medals already shows consistency and ambition. Young fighters often remember every tournament differently because each one brings unique emotions. Medals are symbols of hard work. Which gold medal means the most to you and why?
Uh, my medal from when I fought the boy I mentioned earlier, the Reynard boy. I enjoy that medal. Even though I lost the fight, I love that medal specifically because that fight showed me that as good as I am a boxer, there's always going to be someone out there that's better than me. So there's no way I can stop training and think, nah, I'm better than everyone in my gym, so I'm going to stop training now. There's always someone better than you out there. So I love that medal because it's a reminder to me.
Silver medals can also be powerful motivation because they remind fighters how close they were to victory. Many champions say the toughest losses gave them extra hunger to improve. Sometimes second place creates stronger determination than winning. That mentality is important in boxing. Did your silver medals motivate you to work even harder?
Yes, they definitely did. They definitely did because coming off a couple of wins when I first got my first second place silver medal, I I felt I felt crushed. I felt broken because I worked so hard and I was so close. I lost the second half of the second round and the last round. So the judges gave it to the other guy because he looked more busy. So when I lost that and I got the silver medal, I told myself, I can't go through this again. I can't work this hard just to get second place. I can't work so hard just to lose. So every time I look at those medals, I focus mainly on the silver ones, the ones that I got when I lost.
Certificates and achievements may seem small to some people, but for fighters they represent discipline and growth. Every recognition is proof that you stayed committed to the sport. Young athletes need those moments to keep building confidence. They become part of your story. What do your boxing certificates mean to you personally?
Those certificates for me, it's like because I got them in early in my career. I'm still early in my career, but I got them within my first couple of fights. So those certificates for me, it's like it's an official document that okay, now I am boxing. I'm in this. I'm in the sport. So for me, when I look at those certificates, it's like a reminder that I can't quit because I've gotten so far. If I quit now, I'm throwing away a lot because I've worked way too hard. I can't, I didn't work this hard just to get here and stop.
Boxing is a sport that tests not only your body, but also your mind. Young fighters quickly realize that mental strength can decide the outcome of a fight just as much as physical ability. Staying calm under pressure is something that takes time to learn. Every amateur boxer develops their own way of dealing with nerves and emotions. How do you stay mentally focused before a fight?
Um, I have a friend who's professional now, Andrew. So he still helps me with the mental side of preparation for boxing because as much as you can prepare physically, if you're not prepared mentally, then and the other guy is, he's gonna win the mental game. Because boxing is more so mental than it is a physical sport. So for me, he encourages me when he's taking me on the pads. He asks me, "Who wants it more? You need to remember what you're boxing for. You need to remember what you're fighting for. You've got a family. You need to take care of them. You need to remember what's important to you when you're in the ring."
The atmosphere at amateur boxing events can be intense, especially for young fighters. Hearing the crowd, waiting for your name to be called and stepping into the ring creates a unique feeling. Some boxers love that pressure while others need time to adjust to it. Those moments help build experience. What emotions do you usually feel when entering the ring?
I am usually anxious. I'm nervous. I'm scared because at the end of the day, boxing is a dangerous sport. We go in there, we punch each other, anything can happen. So before I step into the ring, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm anxious, and yeah, it's a whole mix of emotions. But then as soon as the bell rings, all of that disappears, and I do what I gotta do. I handle business.
Every boxer has certain moments in training where they question themselves. Hard days in the gym can push fighters mentally and physically. The ability to continue during difficult moments often separates good fighters from great ones. Boxing teaches resilience like few sports can. Have you ever wanted to quit boxing during tough times?
Yes, I've wanted to quit boxing a couple of times. A lot of things have pushed me towards considering quitting boxing, considering giving up. But then at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I've worked too hard, I've done too much. If I quit now, it's a kick to the gut because I did all this work, I've spent money in the sport. I can't quit when I'm this far ahead.
Support systems are extremely important for athletes, especially young boxers. Family, friends, coaches, and teammates can make a huge difference during difficult periods. Behind every fighter, there are usually people helping them stay motivated. Those relationships matter a lot in this sport. Who has supported you the most during your boxing journey?
Funny enough, at the beginning, my mom was against me boxing. She didn't want me boxing. But then eventually she came around. So I would say at the moment, my biggest supporters are my mom, my coach, and Andre.
Coaches often become like mentors for young fighters. They help shape technique, discipline, and mentality, both inside and outside the gym. A strong coach athlete relationship can completely change a boxer's career. Learning from experienced people is one of the biggest advantages in boxing. What is the biggest lesson your coach has taught you? Tell me please about your coach.
Who the biggest what?
The biggest lesson.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, um, it was patience, resilience, discipline. My coach helps me stay disciplined through most of my workouts and everything. Because when I go to a gym and I'm slacking, my coach will tell me, no, Ramadan. Usually you're faster in this, you move faster in this, you're quicker in this. Today you seem a bit slow. So he'll let me know, and then I will pick up the pace and start working harder again.
Great coach. Great advice. Many young boxers dream about becoming known for something special in the ring. Some fighters are remembered for power, others for speed, heart, or intelligence. Building an identity as a boxer takes time and experience. It's interesting to hear how fighters see themselves. What do you want people to remember about you as a boxer?
I would like to be remembered as a great boxer. You know, I would like to be remembered as one of the greats, but I would also like to be remembered as a humble boxer, a kind boxer, a boxer with humility. You know, like when people see me in the streets, they shouldn't be afraid to approach me. People should see me as a friend.
Every boxer studies other boxers and learns from them. Watching professionals can inspire techniques, movement, and mentality. Some young fighters copy styles while others create something unique for themselves. Boxing history is full of legendary names that motivate the next generation. Which professional boxers do you admire the most?
I would say I admire Canelo Alvarez and Shakur Stevenson.
Boxing styles can influence the way a young athlete develops. Some fighters enjoy aggressive pressure, while others prefer slick defense and counterpunching. Studying different styles helps amateurs become more completely fighters. Fans always enjoy hearing these technical details. Is there any boxer whose style you try to learn from?
I've taken a few things here and there from Canelo Alvarez's style. I've taken his counter punching, his high guard, the way he walks you down, the way he moves his head when he's moving forward. From Shakur Stevenson, I've taken his distance management, the way he moves around the ring, the way he makes you miss, the way he counters, his defense. So I've taken a few things from them. I've taken some things from Floyd Mayweather. I've taken some things from what's his name? Abdullah Mason. I've taken a few things from a few. Mostly, I like to copy defensive maneuvers from professional boxers.
The amateur level is full of lessons because every fight can expose weaknesses and strengths. Some bouts go exactly according to plan, while others become wars that test your character. Those experiences build ring IQ over time. Every young boxer grows through these battles. What has been your most difficult fight emotionally?
Um, Emotionally, I would say this one guy I fought a few months ago, and this guy, I was dominating the fight, and then he hit me with a heavy punch, and then that punch overwhelmed me. So I moved back, and then as I was moving, he caught me again. So when he caught me, I got nervous. I started panicking. And then I backed myself into a corner. And in that corner, he wasn't landing any punches. I was blocking everything. But then, because of how much I was panicking and because of how scared I was, I took a knee anyway.
Victories are exciting, but discipline between fights is what truly builds a boxer. Training consistency without losing focus can be challenging for young athletes. Motivation change from day to day, but dedication must stay constant. This is one of the hardest part of the sport. How do you stay disciplined outside the ring?
I like to keep my potential opponents in mind. So whenever I wake up and I think to myself, I don't want to go run today. I'm tired. I ask myself, is my opponent not running today? Is my opponent taking a break today? And usually the answer to that is no. My opponent is training hard, so I should train hard. Otherwise, I'm giving the fight to him. I'm making it easy for him. So for me, what keeps me disciplined is the constant thought that someone is out there doing something that I could be doing.
You are an example to follow. I respect you for your discipline. Nutrition and recovery are becoming more important in modern boxing. Fighters today understand that success is not only about punching power but also about taking care of the body. Young athletes who learn these habits early gain an advantage. Recovery can be just as important as training itself. How important is diet and recovery in your training routine?
Diet and recovery for me is very important because for me as a young boxer, my body is still fresh, my body is still young, my body is still new. So for me to neglect recovery and to neglect a proper diet, it's I'm neglecting my body if I do so. So for me, I love to, whenever I have had maybe a rough 2 days of work, I worked extremely hard. I got up, I went to go run, and I'll take a day off. I'll go to bed early. I make sure I stay hydrated. I drink a lot of water. I do some light stretches, maybe a walk just to stretch my muscles a bit. I would prefer to take care of my body instead of constantly overworking it.
Every amateur boxer experiences nervous moments before stepping into competition. Sometimes the pressure comes from expectations, sometimes from fear of losing. Learning how to handle those feelings is part of becoming a mature fighter. Confidence grows through experience. Do you do you still get nerves before fights?
Before fights to this day, mainly because, as I said earlier, boxing is a dangerous sport. Anything can happen in there. people get concussions, people get brain damage. So I feel like for me, on any given day where I am not feeling nervous, something is terribly wrong because that those nerves will make me react faster. I will be more cautious. I will be more careful. Because now, if I go in there without any nerves, if I go in there fully confident, I'm gonna get too comfortable and I'm gonna get caught with shots that I shouldn't be taking.
Boxing gyms often feel like a second family for fighters. Spending hours together through hard training creates strong bonds between teammates. Sparring partners and coaches become part of your daily life. Those relationships are a big part of the boxing culture. What does your boxing gym mean to you personally?
Personally, I have a dream to. I hope to become to get the same belts Terence Crawford had. I hope to become 3 times undisputed. I hope to retire at the top, retire undefeated, undisputed as a world champion. I hope to be able to take care of myself, take care of my family. As much as I want the glory of boxing, I also want the social and financial security that's going to come with it.
Young fighters often face pressure to balance boxing with school, work, or personal responsibilities. Managing time can become difficult when training seriously. Sacrifices are part of every athlete's journey. Your journey is very interesting for me and my subscribers. Those challenges can help build maturity at a young age. How do you balance boxing with your personal life?
For me, I usually, whenever I'm at school, then I'm just doing schoolwork. And then when I get back, my gym time is from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then after that, I get home, freshen up, eat dinner, and then depending if I'm extremely tired, I'm gonna go to bed and get up early in the morning, probably at around 3 in the morning, and then study whatever I have to study for school, do whatever homework I have, whatever projects I have, whatever research I have to do, and then I continue on with my day.
The amateur level can sometimes be unpredictable because every tournament brings different opponents and styles. Fighters must adapt quickly and stay ready for anything. Those experiences help build confidence for bigger stages in the future. I am sure you are the future of boxing. Adaptability is a huge skill in boxing. What type of opponents do you find the hardest to fight?
I find pressure fighters more difficult to fight because if I meet a guy who boxes from the outside, a boxer per se, I I I would see myself as a better boxer. I feel like I can outbox anyone at my age, anyone at my weight, anyone at my level. I can outbox them. But in the moment they begin to fight me and apply pressure, stay close to me and throw heavy punches, then I find it more difficult because now I can't keep you away with the jab. I can't move around as comfortably as I would usually.
Many fighters say boxing changed them not only as athletes, but also as people. The discipline, sacrifice, and pressure can shape character in powerful ways. Young boxers often become more mature, and focused through the sport. These life lessons stay forever. How has boxing changed you as a person?
Boxing has made me more confident in myself. It's made me more aware of people. I've learned how to read people because now I understand that myself as a boxer, as an athlete, yeah, I have the capability to do amazing things in the ring. I can do wonders in the ring. I'm capable of hurting people. And yet I am soft spoken, I am quiet, I don't make a noise. So it helped me understand that the quiet people are usually the ones you have to watch out for. So I became more humble, but also more confident in my ability to defend myself.
Confidence in boxing is extremely important because fighters step into the ring alone. Believing in yourself can make a huge difference during difficult moments in fights. Every victory and every hard training session helps build that self-belief. Young fighters continue developing this over time. What gives you confidence before a fight?
Usually for me, I get my confidence from the fact that I've done my due diligence. I've worked hard in the gym. I've put in the extra rounds. I've put in my extra work. I got up in the morning to go for a run. I skipped. I did my sparring. So for me, as long as I did what I was supposed to do, I didn't slack off. I didn't get lazy. I'm confident that as long as I've done my work, I did what I had to do. I have the potential to win. My confidence comes from the fact that I'm in the gym constantly. I do what I have to do.
Every fighter dreams about bigger opportunities in the future. The future is your. Amateur boxing is often the foundation for professional success later on. The work young athletes put in now can shape their entire careers. Vision and ambition are important qualities for any boxer. What are your biggest goals in boxing right now?
At the moment, I'm hoping to go for South African nationals, and then I'm hoping to become South African national champion. And then after that, when I'm around the ages of 20 or 21, then I'm looking to go professional.
The boxing world is full of ups and downs, and staying motivated through every stage is not easy. Young fighters need a strong reason to continue pushing forward. Passion is often what keeps athletes going during difficult periods. That inner drive matters a lot. What motivates you to keep chasing success in boxing?
I'm motivated by the people around me. I get a lot of support from friends. I get a lot of support from family. I get a lot of support from teachers. I get support from coaches. So as long as I have people around me that believe in me and I believe in myself, then I will keep going for my goals. Even if no one around me supports me, even if no one around me really thinks I can achieve it, as long as I believe I can reach my goals, I will keep shooting.
Every fighter has a dream destination in boxing. Some imagine themselves fighting in legendary arenas, while others dream about representing their country on the biggest stages. Those visions help athletes stay motivated through difficult training camps and hard days. Big dreams often create big careers. What is your dream place or arena to fight in one day?
I would love to fight in the Tokyo Dome, where Naoya Inoue recently fought Junto Nakatani. I would love to fight there because in the history of the place, I think there have only been three boxing matches there.
I agree with you. 100%. Absolutely. Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani. This is legendary fight. But your career also important for me. The amateur journey can move very fast, especially when a fighter starts building momentum. Every tournament and every victory creates new opportunities. Young athletes often discover new confidence and gaining experience in competition. Growth in boxing never truly stops. What do you think has improved the most in your boxing since your first fight?
I've learned to be more composed. I've learned to pace myself more. Instead of going out and learn to read my opponent, I've learned to understand my opponent, and I've learned to be calm enough to recognize patterns. And then once I recognize the pattern, I can exploit it. So if the person throws a lot of jabs, then I know, okay, I'm going to wait for him to start throwing those jabs and I'm going to counter into the body. So I've learned to be comfortable adapting and learning.
What is the most memorable moment of your boxing journey so far?
At the moment, it would be when I fought a fight, and in that fight, I stopped the guy very easily. Um, I caught him with a few, and then I ended the fight by switching into southpaw, and I hit him with the cross, and then I just went back to the body, and then he threw in the towel, and like to this day, that is the most memorable fight for me.
Preparation before fights is different for every athlete. Some fighters listen to music, others stay quiet and focused. Small routines can help athletes feel calm and mentality ready before competition. These habits often become traditions over time. Do you have any pre-fight rituals or routines?
I just take a lot of deep breaths and I begin to visualize the fight. So as I'm sitting down, I like to just breathe. I just sit, breathe, and begin to imagine how the fight goes. But then I visualize it. I visualize the fight going in the worst ways possible so that I can get comfortable with things going wrong in the fight because fighting is unpredictable. So when I'm sitting visualizing, I visualize getting knocked down, I visualize getting knocked out, I visualize losing, I visualize getting hurt so that I can make peace with those. And then when I get into the fight and it doesn't happen, I was I was already ready for it. I mentally prepared myself for it.
By the way, in your opinion, how important is hard work compared to natural talent in boxing?
Hard work is very important. As Mike Tyson said, hard work beats talent all the time. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Yes, if you have the talent and you work hard with it, then you can be something very good, something amazing. But most guys who are naturally talented, naturally gifted, just leave it at that. They don't improve it, they don't work on it anymore. And then guys who started off with absolutely no talent, nothing, they just stuck with it, hard work all the way. They become better than the guys who have talent. So I believe hard work beats talent any time of the day.
Defeats can sometimes stay in a fighter's mind longer than victories. They force athletes to analyze mistakes and come back stronger. Some of the greatest champions in history become legendary because of how they responded to setbacks. Mental strength is everything in boxing. How do you recover mentally after a loss?
I don't think about it too much. I don't think about it in a negative light. Rather, when I am reflecting on my losses, I reflect as to what could I have done better? What did I not do during that fight? What do I have to work on? Because as much as a loss is heartbreaking, a loss is a lesson. You're meant to learn from a loss because if you don't learn from it, then you're not really doing anything.
Sometimes the biggest battles in boxing happen inside a fighter's own mind. Staying hungry, disciplined, and confident through every stage is not easy. Young fighters who continue improving despite challenges deserve respect. I respect you. Your journey already shows determination and passion. What keeps you hungry to become better every single day?
I have people that I used to train with, guys who are better than me. So for me to go into the gym every day, I go there with the hopes of getting better than they were. And once I get better than they were, I hope to become better than certain champions. And at the end of it, I hope to become the best in the world.
Ramadhan, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview for Boxing on Sundays. Even though your journey is still at the amateur level, your passion, discipline, and mentality already stand out. Winning your first fight by 16 seconds, first round TKO, collecting medals, and continuing to improve fight after fight shows that you are serious about your future in boxing. Respect to you for staying dedicated to the grind, especially at a young age where many people give up when things become difficult. The boxing world always needs hungry young fighters who are willing to work hard, learn from losses, and continue change, chasing greatness. We wish you success in every future fight, good health, strong training camps, and many more victories ahead. Keep believing in yourself, keep representing your dream proudly, and never lose that hunger to improve every single day. The journey is only beginning, and we will definitely be watching your eyes closely. Finally, what message would you like to send to everyone supporting your journey?
I would love to give a thanks to everyone supporting me, everyone watching my videos, everyone rooting for me. I appreciate the support. And I wouldn't be able to do this without all the support. So I appreciate you. And if there's anything you're doing, anything you're struggling with, just believe in yourself, keep doing it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. I believe, oh, no one else will. I believe self-love is the best love. So as long as you support yourself, as long as you believe in yourself, I believe you can do whatever, you can make it through whatever it is you're dealing with.
Thank you, my friend. Good luck and goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for having me.